So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here. The rest come with me.
Some good high school games down here in the valley, bro. You know what I'm saying? The Hurricane game was good. You know, a lot of plays was made in that Hurricane game for sure.
Who they play?
Who they play again here?
Who they played?
They played Valley.
Oh,
okay,
Spring Valley. Spring Valley, yeah.
Valley.
I wasn't there personally, but I got to see some of the stats, you know, after the game, bro. Some players, man, some players went absolutely insane out there, bro.
Who
Shout
was
out to
that?
Noah. What's Noah's last name?
Villatombi, bro, he had a crazy game, bro. He had like 5 TDs. Bro,
He had 5?
He had 5 TDs, bro. He went absolutely insane out there against Valley, bro.
5 is crazy.
And I think he rushed for like 300 plus yards.
Like
So,
35 carries.
35 carries, bro.
Before rushing, 5 TDs or something like that. You know, that's
game.
close. That's in the ballpark.
And you know what? Like, it's so special to see, you know, the adversity he's been through and to be able to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was talking about that with Kerry. Like, a lot of people will quit in the situations, you know, being a player that played in the past and then, you know, having to change of positions and just help the team. He a team player. And when his number was called against Spring Valley, bro, he showed up, bro. And he was definitely the best on the field that night, Friday night, for sure.
He just upped his stock for real, man. Like, when you an athlete, it don't matter. You just need to be on the field. You're going to make something shake. So shout out to Noah just for playing. You know, that was big for sure.
Yeah, shout out Noah Villatombi, man. Keep working, bro.
Yeah,
What was the stat line for him?
Crazy,
bro. He had 5 TDs.
Like 300.
Mm-hmm. Like 35
5
carries, 274 rushing, 5 TDs.
Yeah.
That's
I'm mad at numbers, bro. That's mad.
yeah, that's crazy.
That's
definitely.
I'm gonna go back and watch that. I'm gonna try to find that.
Somebody just put in the comment. He said 274 yards, 5 TDs with 35 carries.
I'm ill with them numbers, cuz.
Yeah, so we
listen.
doing the math. We divide that by 35 carries, bro. He was averaging 8.8 yards a carry, bro. That's crazy.
Nah, that's totaling.
Yeah,
Real change. That's right.
Nah, that's crazy.
Hey, y'all want to hear something funny though? Y'all want to hear something funny though? Hey, dude, father, and me the same age for real. And my freshman year, we played JA. So it's like a couple seconds on the clock in the second quarter and shit. We finna go into halftime for real. They like who? Yeah. They call my number. So whole time JA had Cortez Lacey on me for real. You feel me? Boom. Turn him around, ain't it? So I'm thinking I'm all by myself. All I gotta do is catch the ball and get out of there. Hey, bruh. Dude laid into me like on some different type shit for real. Like I never synced him. Like this some shit that's illegal now. Like defenseless player type shit. You feel me? Bro.
Yeah. I know he has some size too because his son like 5'11".
Bro, I can't even say that, fam. I can't even say he was like overly big. It was just like a real high-speed collision. Like it's probably the best words I can put it in. So shout out to his father, Elijah, and shout out to Noah as well. And I think they came back and got the dub, ain't it?
Yes, bro. They was down. They fought back. You know.
Oh yeah, shout out to them. I think with Hurricane, bro. And I actually made this post after the loss to G-Dub last week. Oh yeah, he said I ran through his ass, but I caught the rock though. Don't leave that part out though. Like I never saw you and I caught the rock. Like, you know what I mean? So just add that to the comments. I gave you flowers. You know what I mean? You ain't mine. But nah, but with Hurricane, I made this post and I deleted it after I actually watched the game. And what I said in the post was, I would have had loved to have been on that staff after that loss. Right? Because, you know what I mean, you got a reason to build. You got a reason to, now it's us against the world for real. Now I can sell you that. Like I can be like, yeah, they don't believe. Now, let's go. So, I mean, it's early for them, bro. It's still early. I think they still building chemistry. But I don't think nobody want to see them in November, though. I mean, they still legit. But just moving it forward, I mean, y'all know who I watched. What little I could, I had my own game out here. So I watched Huntington and G-Dub. I was definitely anxious to see how G-Dub was going to respond after a big win, and then how Huntington was going to respond after having a bye week. So y'all know what happened. It ain't no secret. Wayne Harris show.
Yeah, man. Ooh-wee.
You muted Kerry, but yeah, the Wayne Harris show.
Yeah,
so
I'm
I was
muted,
able to
man.
see.
Harris for Kennedy, man.
Yeah. Wayne for
You got
Kennedy.
to.
Wayne for
Boy,
Kennedy.
he's throwing every way, like picks, kickoffs, punts, like catching the ball.
Game
Didn't he have
changer.
2 pick-sixes last game? Or am I
Game
He
tripping?
had
changer.
3 picks.
He had
Right.
3 picks, bro.
3
One,
picks and 2 pick-sixes, right?
Bro, 3
1 pick
picks
6.
Or 1 pick
One
and
six.
pick
with
six.
he had over 100 yards, like in pick yards, interception
Picks
yards.
In
defensive,
one game.
defensive
But
yards.
that's crazy, bro.
That is crazy.
The
Like,
first,
that's
it
crazy.
was 95 yards, bro.
That's
Bro,
nuts.
who can run a 95-yard pick back, bro? That's crazy.
Nah, that's nuts. So, but speaking of him, obviously, man, like I said, we can talk about Wayne forever. I'm gonna bring Buddy on here in a few, and we're gonna let Buddy, lend to the conversation, if you will. Like that's what this is about, bro. We want to get people on that have something to give to the conversation.
So
Something that
is
you
Buddy
maybe can take from.
is Buddy his uncle, or what is that?
Yeah,
They relation?
Buddy is uncle.
Okay.
Buddy is uncle. So shout out to Buddy. And I'm gonna let him tell his story. I don't wanna get into that too much. But back to Hurricane, man. Shout out to Hurricane. Shout out to Huntington. Shout out Cap one, ain't it?
Yeah, Cap, man. Good big
Yeah,
victory.
bro. Shout out Cap, bro.
Good victory, homecoming. It can be a crazy week, man. They bounced back, from the first 2 losses. They put it together, got a dub against St. Albans, man. Shout out to Hurricane. Shout out to Cap, a lot of young players.
Y'all remember the score of that game?
Nah, I ain't go, but they won by pretty
I
much.
think 42-14.
Yeah, 42-14.
Word. Who they beat?
Yeah, man.
Like
They was out there balling, bro.
who they played?
St. Albans.
Oh, word.
Yeah, my little cousin had a little pick 6, man. Changed the game, they said.
Najamir.
Yeah.
Shout out Najee, man.
Word. That's hard, bro. Shout out West Side. Shout out West Side and Horseman, bro, because it's all the city. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, someone always got to come out on the losing end. But I think in the end, bro, everybody gonna win, right? Like I seen the dopest shit, bro. I seen I think it was on Cook page for real. I seen I don't know if it was Cook, but somebody was interviewing the players from Horseman. Then they went to West Side. They interviewed West Side players, right? So look, it was so crazy. So the kid at Horseman talking about the bucket y'all play for, feel me? And so he like, yeah, we've been playing for this bucket for a long time, like since Turan Rush was in middle school. And like it was so dope, bro, to hear his voice and just see him like, right? Rand still relatively young, but to him it's like, that was so long ago. So I thought that was dope, and I just so shout out Cook for that, man. That kind of made my day for real.
Yeah, the dude that was with him was Honore. He was recording. That was dope, man, for them to be able to go to the 2 rival middle schools in the city of Charleston and let the kids, experience it, what it feel like to have a game day that big and be able to, have their own voice and things like that, man. That's super dope. Shout out.
Yeah, they was on both sidelines too, so that was dope for sure. So
Before I forget, I do want to I saw that Tyshawn Dudes, TR's son, committed to WVU. So I definitely want to give him a big shout out. I don't know Tyshawn that well, but for whatever we can do to help, navigate this time, bro. Your father know where to reach us. TR, you know how to get in contact with us. But it's real now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. So congratulations, young man. Congratulations to his family. Congratulations to his teammates, his school. Everybody who contributed to, this wonderful day for him and his close ones. So shout out, bro.
Yeah, it's big.
that's dope. Being a high school player in Dub B, that's what you want. Like, you playing for that Dub B offer. So that's dope. He got it. That's dope. He committed to.
Nah, that's super dope. That's super dope. I'm gonna bring Buddy on in a second, but to that point, man, that's super dope. Like, any school is like a huge, wonderful opportunity. But to be able to represent the state school, the state flag school, is always a big thing. So shout out to you and yours, bro. Definitely. Who else we got?
Man, we ain't saying nothing about him yet, but that quarterback from P. Bird, bro, like, he the real deal.
David Parsons.
Yeah. What's his
He's the
first
best in the state, bro, right
Yeah,
now, bro.
I be
Like,
talking to him. Yeah, he's fed.
Yeah, what's his first name, Kerry?
David Parsons.
David, yeah, he the truth, bro.
Where he go at?
He go to
Parkersburg.
Parkersburg.
Yeah, a little bigger head.
What year is
Okay.
he?
What year is he?
No.
He a senior.
To say he might be a senior.
He got any O's?
He needs some.
I'm not sure. No D1s. I gotta go look again. I think he do got a D1.
So what kind of player is he though? Like he throwing that thing? What he run?
Yeah, he can do both.
Man, that boy
He
slinging.
can use his feet.
His somebody just comment said he's 6'3", 225 at QB.
Bro, you lying.
He like a tight end in the pocket, Mike. No kidding.
Wow.
It's funny. It's funny because, bro, Brenton was the same way.
He went 18 for 25, 506 passing yards and 6 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Against who?
I don't know. Hold on.
That's still crazy, bro.
That's insane.
Against, I think they played Parkersburg South. Like, it was a real game. Like, it wasn't no blowout. So it ain't like this.
I think they win the OT.
Yeah, them was like real numbers. Like,
video game numbers.
Yeah, they played P South. They played P South for sure.
Yeah. Parkersburg South, they played in the championship last year, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they ain't no slouch, but ain't no slouch program. You know what I'm saying? So all them numbers is legitimate, man. He doing it against, you know what I'm saying, a good program, good team.
Oh, South was in the they played in the chip last year, ain't it?
Yeah. They QB from last year. He go to Kaplan Midland this year.
Mm.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's all so basically the whole conversation about the transfer and shit is kind of invalid, no?
They pick and choose, but
Yeah, man.
It seemed like everybody kind of,
Yeah.
like been doing it. Everybody doing it.
But see, the thing is, bro, I got so much, friends. When you play college ball, you got so much friends. You just meet from all over the world, like. And then the thing is, bro, he's not conversations in other states, bro. Like
Hold on,
nobody.
fam. Y'all can't see Buddy.
Nah. Buddy
Nah.
he ain't on the link yet, bro.
Hold on,
You know what I'm
Buddy.
saying?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna get you into this one where everybody else at.
yeah. Send the link. Send that link and send a text, and I can accept them on here. But before
I'm gonna send you his number so you can send the link. Cause I did send him the link. I don't know how I can send, but y'all can't. I'm finna send you his contact though.
All right, bet. Nah, but for real, like as I was saying, bro, it's not a conversation in other states, man. When you talking about a transfer portal, bro, that's not a conversation. Like you go to where you want to go and you play ball, bro. You gotta just play ball, man. We ain't hearing none of that. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, man, I think it's definitely valid for sure.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you, man.
Nah, that's word.
Because at the end of the day, bro, if you really taking the football stuff serious, and you really want to play at the next level, bro, you have to surround yourself with players that can make you better. Like, and the coach is not coming to you, no team that's like, you feel me, losing. You know what I'm saying? And you play QB and you ain't getting the numbers you need to be successful. Like, you gotta do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying, for your future, especially if you want to play ball at the next level, D1 or D2. That's just a personal opinion. So I think it's definitely invalid.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. It depends on where you at, bro, and it depends on who having a conversation. I think a large part of us, deciding to do this, just being as vulnerable as we are, just in having this conversation, it's like to change the narrative, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell some parent what to do with their child, bro. Like, that ain't for me, bro. Like, I got better things to do with my time than to worry about who kid going to what school. You feel me? Like it looks better having kids spread out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, that's not my decision. You know what I'm saying? Nor is it anyone else's. So, that's a big part of even getting this thing started, man. It's just to move it forward. So, like, I personally want to shout out any parent that felt like they is putting their kid in a better position, no matter where that school at. You know what I mean? You gotta do what's best for, like you said, man, your child. But moving it forward, I want to talk about a little bit of recruiting. So have you sent it to him?
I'm doing it right now. I just texted him. I'm going to the chat. I'm about to get the link right now.
So we're gonna get Buddy on. I'm gonna ask Buddy a few questions as far as, for those that don't know, Buddy Scott is Wayne Harris's uncle, and he's part of his inner circle. I shouted him out last time, but I definitely don't want to miss nobody. So all the Wayne people, congratulations on what y'all about to embark on. So we're gonna get Buddy on, talk a little bit of recruiting, see a little bit about Wayne's process. And like I say, man, put that information on the flow.
Hey, somebody just commented on the Facebook. They need to see us, but we dropping the YouTube video link so y'all can come back and watch it, man. So the whole video of us gonna be on YouTube. So yeah, that's how y'all gonna be able to see it. So we're gonna drop the YouTube link.
So they want to see us, cuz.
Yeah, they got to go to YouTube and get that. YouTube.
Yeah,
hey, Buddy Scott is entering the chat, man. Buddy Scott is entering the chat. What's good, buddy?
What's good? What's good?
Yo, what's up, buddy?
You on mute though.
You gotta unmute yourself real quick, man.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up, buddy? What's up, bro?
Chilling, man. I appreciate y'all, man. For real, y'all giving all this free game away. People need to take heed to what's going on right here.
Oh man, hey, listen, man. We gonna get it. We gonna get it back on the back end, man. Trust me on that. We're gonna get it on the back end. We want to thank you, bro, for taking out the time, to join us. I know it's kind of different, putting your face and putting your story out there sometimes, but so we definitely want to salute you for that, bro. But I do want to tell us when you got your starting coaching, bro.
It was 2009. Basically just in the neighborhood, a kid that was kind of reminded myself of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come from a single home household, you know what I'm saying? Single mother, just running around, being that guy that showed up to his games like, you give me 4 or 5 touchdowns, I'll buy you a shield, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll get you the gloves or the cleats that you wanted. And just showing up for him, I didn't like the way that they were basically using him. So I just started, voicing my opinion to the coaches, and they like, man, seems like every time you say something, it's the right call. He was like, you want to help me coach? And I'm like, sure. So I started coaching in 2009, and 2023, 15 years later, here I am still doing it. You know what I'm saying? That just basically the kids is what really got me into coaching. The kids saving my life is really what got me in there. You know what I'm saying? I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out type ordeal. And I had the opportunity to come in and coach some kids, and quickly learned from my past that some people didn't like that because of my past. So they kind of wanted to push me out, and I had to make a choice, either continue on this path with the kids like I liked, or, choose the opposite route. And I chose the kids over that, and best decision of my life, honestly. Kids saved me.
Shout out,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Shout
real,
out.
bro.
Shout out, bro.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. So where was that at back in 09?
2009, it was at St. Albans Red Dragons. I started coaching. I coached. I believe he played. He played with the particular kid that I'm talking about. Played with Reek. I believe he was Reek's age. Jason Barrett from St. Albans.
Okay,
I remember
we
that
know
name.
Jason. Yeah, we know Jason.
Yeah, Jason. He was my neighbor, and like I said, just watching him grow up, he reminded me of myself. You know what I'm saying? So I just fell in love with the kid, and basically, I tell him every time I see him, he's the reason. He saved my life. Like, he was the one that got me away from everything and got me involved into the youth sports and stuff.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So, over those years, man, I know you done a lot for both sports, right?
Yeah.
Basketball as well as football. If you could, bro, just tell us some of the kids that you may have worked with or coached, or
I mean, there's tons of them. I mean,
yeah, just a few, just to add some context, right?
We'll go with Braden Ward, Mondrell, Wayne, Christian Goebel, Ben Nickel, Kobe Wright. Let me see, Jamel Clater, Nunu Clater. I coached them in basketball. Coached against Jamel Clater in basketball. I coached his little brother. I mean, the list goes on. To be honest,
Yeah,
there's so many.
The list go on. But I just wanted to do that, just to add a little bit of a backstory, because the city only so big, right?
Right.
Like, and a lot of times, I mean, in your case, it's unique being in football and basketball. But me as a football guy, a lot of times we share kids, right? Like, they leave in my practice to go to your practice, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just wanted to, add some validity, to what you got going on. As I alluded to, you've obviously played a big part in Wayne's development as well. So I mean, that's the reason we got you on, bro, because like I said, you have a lot to lead to the conversation, right? It's not easy to take a kid, undersized kid, so to speak, from an under-recruited state, right? And getting to the next level.
To be honest with you, he made it easy. Like,
and they do,
it was
right?
hard, but he made it a lot easier for me. You know what I'm saying? Being that he was the product to shop around. So, like, I can't take credit for that. Like, ultimately he did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just tried to help him, put him in the best position and places that I felt were good for him to be at that time. You know what I'm saying? At certain times and throughout this whole process, I just had to make sure we were chasing reality, basically.
Right. Man, you talking heavy, bro. I think I need to get my notepad.
Yeah,
But
chasing reality.
I like that one. I like that
shaking
one.
their head like, yeah, talk
Man,
talk
that's real.
heavy then.
I mean,
But I think that's super. I think that's super important. What you said, a lot of what you said, having them in the right places, having them around the right people. Let me ask you this: when did he get offered from Kent State?
he got offered from Kent State, I want to say about 5-6 months ago.
Okay, so
Did he
it was
Did he get it
after
from
his
Kent?
junior season.
Yeah, it was after his junior season. It was it was probably about, I want to say, I mean, I know the date exact if I went to social media and looked, but I want to say it was probably about, I want to say like a month, maybe 2 months after his junior season is when he picked up his offers. Going into his junior season, the only thing he had on the table was West Liberty had him scholar. They offered him in both sports for foot and basketball. I think it was West Liberty here in West Virginia. I believe that's they had him offered in both football and basketball. UC, West Virginia State, Glenville, basically all the local Division twos offered him going into his junior year. But during his junior year, he had no Division I scholarships.
And that's not too uncommon, right? But so talk to me about that process. Who was the first offer?
The first offer was Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
Shout out Mac. Shout out the Mac conference, man.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest with you, I can't even say that I'm the one that, or Wayne, even Wayne, I mean, he can't even say really that he done that. That's all on the strength of something that Kerry said to us the other day when we had that talk. It kind of stuck out to me, and it still sticks out to me, and it's going to stick with me for a long time. And he told Wayne it's mandatory you reach back. And the reason that stuck out to me so much is because, believe it or not, whether everybody wants to believe it or not, I got the screenshots to prove it. Mondrell Dean is the reason that Dwayne Harris got that Miami of Ohio offer. Mondrell Dean shot a text to Coach Martin, was like, I promise you won't be disappointed if you would just take a second and look over this film. He looked over the film, messaged Mondrell back and was like, you got his number? I need to talk to that kid. And he called Wayne and told Wayne, come up here, get on campus. We got an offer for you waiting. We got up on campus. We walked in. They looked at him and was like, 5'6", 130-pound Dwayne Harris. And Wayne looked and was like, what? And he was like, that's what we thought you was on the film. We thought you was 5'6", 130 pounds. That's what you look like. He was like, but you way bigger than what we thought. He was like, so this is your first one, ain't it? And he was like, first one what? And he was like, your first Division I offer. Wayne was like, you offering? He was like, yeah, this is your first one. And we went through, did the little the weigh in, the height check, all that. We went and sat down, and Wayne looked at me and was like, can I post this on Twitter? I said, before you post it on Twitter, I said, go back over to Coach Martin and ask him if it's a committable offer. And he went back over to Coach Martin. He was like, is this a committable offer? He was like, I mean, we can go to the office right now. And then Wayne was like, nah, but technically you couldn't go to the office being the time frame of it, you know what I'm saying, being that he can't sign until December 15th anyway. But just to shed light on the situation, that they were serious. That's how serious they was. And Wayne went to Twitter, and we were on the bus. I won't forget it. We were on the bus. He posted it on Twitter, and sure enough, bing, 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 bing. The whole MAC division just started following. And then, like I said, 2 weeks after that, next thing you know, here comes EKU, and then here comes Kent. And that's basically where it stopped. I ain't gonna lie to you. It stopped there.
Did he camp at Kent State or anywhere that he got offers from?
I'm sorry.
Did he camp like the 1 day camps?
Yeah, definitely did. His junior season camp schedule, boy, I tell you, that thing about killed me. It was like we had to burn the interstate up. Like we really burnt it up. Like I'm talking 2-3 times a week at times. Like we were in just different locations, but he kept saying like, let's go to this one, let's go to that one. I'm like, bruh, we need to focus on these. We need to focus on what's in front of us, not what's above. You know what I'm saying? I was like again, to fall back on what I was saying, like, let's chase reality instead of chasing dream. Let's get reality and continue to chase dream once we get reality. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of agreed with me. I mean, granted, he feels like he's better, and we all know, I think we all can agree that he deserves to go a little bit higher, but realistically, this is the best fit for him. So it was kind of like a no-brainer when it came to the process of just picking and choosing the camps of where to go. Like, he's trying to see the field. That's what he's trying to do. So
right. And I mean, you would be you would be naive to think that you can't go from there.
oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
We were just on a game day visit yesterday. Not yet, yeah, yesterday. We was just on a game day visit yesterday, and there was a kid in there that was from a Division II. He was sitting there on a game day visit, kind of threw me off. I'm like, huh? It was like he's actually from Glenville. So, like, I mean, for them to actually see that there was a Division II kid there on campus doing a visit, like, kind of woke them up to see, like, everybody's been saying that you can go Division I from Division II, but they ain't never seen it with their own personal eyes. And for them to see it yesterday, I think that was kind of dope.
Yeah, and I think, to that, I think the transfer portal has changed the game, right? For college football, and recruiting has changed a little bit with it. But I think that's a whole nother different conversation. We won't go there. So let me ask you this, like, as far as and hopefully we'll get Wayne on, later at a later time, and let him fill in,
definitely get on.
Yeah, let him fill in the holes that we may leave out. But as far as, like, now his commitment, like, how did you guys, if you can share that, what was the thought process as far as committee?
I mean, pretty much it was a no-brainer with us, because what we went into it with the whole mentality of, we want to go where they want us, where they're showing the most interest, where they're showing that they care about him. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing. I mean, y'all could probably speak on this, but I mean, when money gets involved and starts being talked about, you can kind of tell where you're at on the totem pole. You know what I'm saying? By the money that they offer. And just about every visit we went to was talking different compared to where we're at now. You know what I'm saying? And the reasons behind it. So, like, just basically the interest and the genuine love that they made him feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made him feel wanted. Like, he really fell in love with that school. He said he felt like he was at home. Said he could see himself coming in and getting straight to the field, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. So, I mean, just basically, I mean, when it all boils down, just the way they made him feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, they showed him that he was a person of interest, and he was a high person of interest, and that kind of made him gravitate to him. And it wasn't so much as what they did at the camp, more than the phone conversations that they had during the off season, and like coaches just messaging him like, who you got for the NBA finals, or I think one coach messaging was like asking what pair of shoes he should wear with this outfit, this particular outfit, and like that kind of, like, to Wayne, it was like, man, they really mess with me. So this is kind of where I want to be. I feel comfortable here. Like, they really messing with us. So, I mean, like I said, no brainer to me. It was like the interest that they were showing in him is kind of, for me, it was like a done deal. But ultimately, it's his decision. It's his life. He's got to live his own life. He's got to make his own decisions and live with it from there. So I left it up to him, and that's basically where we're at right now.
Yeah, the recruiting games is a lot.
Oh yeah,
a lot, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the recruiting world. Like, a make you pull your hair out.
It's crazy. I mean, even right now, like, as he's committed, that's why I reached out a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, since we've talked, it's picked up. You know, Louisville's in his inbox now. UVA's in his inbox. West Virginia University's in his inbox. I believe VTech's in his inbox. But like he told Coach Burns yesterday, he was like, I'm not entertaining that. He was like, they had their chance. Like, you came, you got me. I'm here.
That's actually, you know, a dope outlook, right? And a dope segue. You know what I'm saying? And I think a few weeks ago, we got on the phone and we spoke, and you know, we kind of went back and forth about, you know, how we should kind of handle this. And I knew bigger schools was going to come into the fold. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of time, right?
Right.
And you know, and still I think those that know our state and those that know the MSAC, and it's quite a few schools who are familiar with that conference particularly. You know, they know it's a few big games coming up that they definitely want to see.
100%.
But you know, I'll tell a story about Chance Knox and recruiting, and you know, hopefully Chance don't mind. But VMI. So VMI came to Cap in spring. I introduced him to Chance. I introduced him to quite a few guys. So it was the class of 2020. So that would have been Kerry Martin, Logan Spurlock, Chance Knox, Carrington Hill. And you know, they liked all of those guys. Coach kind of told me, he kind of looked at Kerry on and was like, yeah, we ain't gonna get him. But these other three, you know, we'll take a look at. So Chance goes to the camp. He does what Chance do. You know, he be unguardable. You know what I'm saying? They still didn't pull the string. So in our first game that year, we played Johnson Central. We lost to Johnson Central. But Chance ran back an 85-yard punt. So the head coach at the time called Chance and his family and kind of told him that punt return was worth, I think the number was like $85K. Right. And so like kind of like how you said with Wayne, like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, well, you got an offer now because of that punt return.
Right.
So it sometimes it's you know, it's between you and another guy, and you may add value that another guy can't.
Facts.
You know, and I think what's dope about Wayne, bruh, is the way he approaches all three facets of the game. You know what I'm saying? So he gives a coach a lot to look about. He gives a coach that falls in love with him a reason to beat on the table, if you will. So, you know, and I told you guys this a few weeks ago, bro, just keep balling. Just keep balling, and then we'll see. You can see at the end. But I think a lot of recruiting, and by no means do I think you guys made a bad choice. Based on what you told me, as far as the you know, his process, I think you guys pulled the string at the right time, right? Wayne has had probably the most unique, he and a few others who play on that 7-on-7 team, has had a very unique experience, right? They've been, you know, on both coasts and all places in between, you know, traveling the country and getting that kind of exposure. So, I mean, I think who he is out there, right? He's put enough on film for college to get a real good evaluation of him. You know, at this point, it's like Kerry said, I think last week, is kind of like politics at this point.
100%. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Too short, play in West Virginia. Like, bro, ain't nobody trying to really hear that for real. Like,
right.
You know, like, we done had them on every stage. We done had national recruits coming out our state. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's I think that's super dope. That you know, you guys handled it how you handled it. You know, it's a lot of different ways to look at it. As far as being recruited, like, my thing is this: if you offer my kid a scholarship, you're gonna have to recruit him, because we ain't committing just to commit.
Right.
You know, that was my thing, and it's it's funny that you say Miami of Ohio was the first offer, because I think, like, bruh, eventually we're gonna have to send him a 304 kid, cause like they be offering us.
Right.
They offered Kerry, they offered JJ, they offered Carry On, right? Like, you mean we gotta
Eventually return.
we gotta send Miami of Ohio some of this 304 love, bro. Cause they definitely believe in what we doing, and unfortunately, none of the guys have. I don't want to even say unfortunately, right? Because it's their choice, but definitely, yeah. Shout out to Miami of Ohio.
Shout out.
That's the goal though, because like once Wayne go to Kent State and kill, they're gonna be coming for some more. They'll be guys. So like that's the goal.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I mean,
That's how it goes.
every time we're in the building or on the phone, Coach Mack's always asking, like, he's the receiver coach up there at Kent. He's always asking, like, who's somebody that we should keep an eye on. You know what I'm saying? Who's somebody that y'all think, you know what I'm saying, give us this, give us that. And hence is the why we took Aaron Clark up there. You know what I'm saying? Wayne reached back, like Kerry said, Wayne reached back and was like, come up here with me. He was just a guest at first, and then, they watched his film or whatever, and then they were like, nah, bring your family up here. Like, we want to talk to you. And they had a long conversation with him. No yet, but it's still a possibility. It's still on the table for him. Like, so I see where you're going with it, and I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mandatory that like Kerry said, we reach back, bro. It's mandatory we reach back.
Always, bro. Planting seeds.
Y'all just did a lot for that young man though, because watch how he played Friday. Like, y'all gave him hope. Like,
right. Well, not only when we called, like, I mean, we sent him the film or whatever, and then they like, bring up your family, and they tuned into his game on Friday. You know what I'm saying? They watched him play against Spring Valley Friday. And when he got up there, all the coaches knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking to him, pulling him to the side, took him in the locker room. Wayne had to go off and do his own thing for a second with the head coach and talk to the head coach and all that. But they took Baby A and treated him as if he was a recruit, you know what I'm saying? As if he was already being recruited, showed him love and all that, had great conversation with him, exchanged phone numbers and things of that nature. And, like I told Baby A, I was like, it may not work out here, but don't ever burn a bridge with any of these coaches. I said, because with the way the transfer portal set up, it's set up the same way for coaches. I said, you never know when that coach may take another job somewhere else and with you and take with you. You know what I'm saying? So never burn your bridges, regardless of whether it's a Division III, Division II, Division I. These coaches are getting hired and fired left and right.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, and that's a good point. And with the transfer portal, and it wasn't considered, it wasn't called the portal back then. But I learned from Hogerson that and just walk with me a little bit. Like, as far as a coach, the transfer portal is like for like the coaches that did. Okay, so the coach that did offer and may have missed on that kid, right? He chose another school, right? And the coach that didn't offer, right? And now the kid has went on somewhere, played 3 or 4 years, has some eligibility left, and kind of proven that he's worthy. So from that standpoint, like, coaches miss too, right?
Right.
So that transfer portal has changed the game in the sense of that. Like, now coaches have a second shot at some guys.
Right.
Like, we've all seen, look at Marshall's running back last year. What was his name? Carry On? Number 8, I think.
Oh, Kalen.
Yeah, Kalen LeBourne. Like he was a 5-star coming out of Virginia. You know what I mean? Go to Florida State. Whatever happened, whether it be injuries, bad fit, coaching change, I don't know, whatever, right? But now he hits the portal, and Coach Huff got a second shot at him. I think Coach Huff was at Penn State when he came out. You know what I'm saying? Now he has a second shot to recruit this kid. You know what I mean? So like that's changed the game for high school kids a little bit as far as the recruiting goes. Um, but I think as far as West V kids go, bruh, it's a great time. This is a great time. It's a unique time. Like they finally, know we exist. They finally know where we at. And quite honestly, if a coach comes to the state of West Virginia, he's definitely gonna start in Southern West Virginia.
Oh, 100%. I agree with that.
But 10 years ago, right, it was so hard to get guys to recruit our state just because of the um geographical bumps, if you will, right? Like you cannot see a kid. Let's say you got a kid on your board in Martinsburg and a kid on your board in Charleston, right? You can't do that in one day, right? Like unless you got a PJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you pushing it, right?
Right.
So sometimes guys was scared to recruit our guys. It's not that they didn't necessarily believe in the football. It's just so hard to get to the different pockets of the state. You know what I'm saying? When you think about, right, Bluefield might have a few every year. Charleston might have that area may have a few every year. Of course, Huntington and Spring Valley and Midland in that area are gonna have a few, right? But you can't really get to all of those spots in one day.
Boils down the ratio.
Yeah, facts.
Yes.
That's a
They
fact.
get more bang for their buck now.
Yeah. And not a lot of people understand that. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to be real about that. Like, bro, can you drive from Bluefield to Martinsburg to Charleston in one day? No. And so, when we have this conversation about recruiting, it's like if you think about like a place like a Charlotte, a place like anywhere in the DMV, right? Like I know we hear a lot of bad things about Detroit, but bro, some of the best football and the best coaches is in Michigan, bro.
Yes.
Tech.
I can attest to
Bro,
that.
Detroit, bro, that whole area, bro, got ballers, bro. So
shout out
when you
Xavier
hit
Goldsmith, man.
Nah, they
That's
got
my
balls
boy.
here.
shout out X.
Yeah, he out Utah right now, defensive analyst, first job.
It's so like Mike was saying, when you talking about Detroit, you got 5-6 schools within a range of 15-20 minutes, and they all play each other in the same conference.
Right.
Coaches is going, they knocking out 4 or 5 schools, recruiting 3 different players from each school because it's so close, like the parameters of Michigan, bro, and Detroit. And we were just talking about Detroit. We're not even talking about the other cities in Michigan. It's 5-6 schools. It's 5-6 schools that's sending 5+ D1 players every year, and just in Detroit, so they can knock out
That's a fact.
the whole Detroit. You feel me?
And I just use those areas because, to Turan's point, it's like if you're a coach and you're on the recruiting trails, and they have a calendar, right? They have certain days and times of the year that they can and cannot recruit. So you want to frequent these areas where you can get more bang for your buck. So you can see 30 kids in one day, as opposed, right? Like you come to West V, you may only see 5.
Yeah.
And that's why going on the road is important and trying to reach out and build these relationships, because if you willing to go on the road, they're gonna be willing to come see you.
Right.
So it all goes hand in hand. Just because the cream of the crop is just so small here, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that you going out your way to put yourself, you know what I'm saying, and
showcase it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's definitely dope. So like I said on the last one, buddy, from afar, before we got in contact and everything, like we was kind of admiring, the moves y'all was making. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was dope that you guys did whatever it took. And I know that was rough, man, flying Wayne all across the country, and
Definitely was. I ain't gonna hold you, but I mean, like I said, honestly, at the end of the day, like he did what he was supposed to do, which then opened up so many more doors and opportunities for him. Like at first, when he first started traveling, we was paying for the flights. I ain't gonna hold you. We was paying for the flights. Me, his dad, his uncles, we were splitting the flights left and right. But he got out there and showed what he was capable of. and those flights ended up being paid for. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
the flights, I think we paid 2, maybe 3 flights for him. The rest, I think the other 8 were paid for. Hotel paid for. Everything else was paid for based off of the work that he was putting in. You know what I'm saying? The work that he was doing. He went out, showcased his talent, and was like, look, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Along with the other kids that was here. The other kids, if I'm not mistaken, the other kids from here that were with him, Tyshawn and LaRon, their flights were paid for as well. You know, like
No, yeah, shout out. We don't want to miss them, you know.
yeah, definitely.
Shout
Like
out Tyshawn. Shout
they,
out LaRon.
they
So but yeah,
ultimately went out and put in the work and showed that they can compete with 5 stars all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And that in turn made them guys like, nah, we need him. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. We need him. So
that bring my next question for you though, buddy. So let me ask you this though.
what's up?
In terms of recruiting, right? Now I think I know the answer in terms of what it done for Wayne personally or what it done for Tyshawn or LaRon personally, right? But let's talk
Mhm.
about recruiting, right? What did being on that bigger stage, right? Did it help his recruiting? Do you think?
Honestly, I can't say it did. I honestly can't say it did because, I mean, realistically, things started slowing down for him. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why we kind of decided to bite the gun a little as early as we did. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't say for sure that a coach was going to recruit him or not, but we can say that them conversations got shorter and shorter, and we can say that some messages weren't being responded to. Some messages weren't, you know what I'm saying? We weren't getting calls back, whereas we was getting them frequently. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was kind of like, you know, like that's when I had to sit down with him and tell him like, bro, I think it's time we go ahead and just lock this in so that we know no matter what, you solidified, you straight. You know what I'm saying? I was like I told him, I fall back to what I said earlier. I told him I was like, I think we need to accept what's in front of us. I said, let's not chase dream and pass up on reality when we can accept reality and continue to chase dream. And that's my exact words to him. And he was like, that makes a lot of sense. And I was like, of course it does. I mean, the transfer portal, the way things work now, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just because you ain't get to that Power 5 offer right now or that SEC offer doesn't mean that it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Right.
I use a few of you guys as examples, like Turan, KJ Figures, and all them type guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used a few of them as an example. Like, bruh, let's go ahead and just lock in on this reality and continue to chase dream. I was like, I want you to go into your senior year, you know what I'm saying, stress free. Just go out and have fun your senior year. Like, enjoy the game. You've respected the game and you treated the game the way it was supposed to be treated and respected. Now it's time that you get to enjoy it. And it's your last year. Like, we know, like Coach Burns told him, you know, you don't have to play your senior year. He told him straight up. He was like, you don't got to play your senior year. Your offer still stands. He was like, you can go out here and drop 80 passes. Your offer still stands. He said, you can get injured. Your offer still stands. And that's when I was just like, I mean, bruh, what are we doing? Like, commit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a no brainer. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we was with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was just a matter of not passing up on reality. Like we can still chase dream. We can still chase dream. Like his dream is to go as far as football allow him to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because we're at this stop doesn't mean that the next stop don't come. You know what I'm saying? It's all up to you. Just like you, we were paying for these flights at first, but then you put in that work and got the flights paid for. Same thing here. You put in that work, you go higher. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, that's just it's about him. And a lot of people see Wayne and think that it's just like God given, which I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of it is God given. I know that's my nephew and all, but I mean a lot of it is God given talent. But a lot of people don't know the behind the closed doors work that Wayne puts in. You know, a lot of people don't see Wayne working with 3 trainers a week. You know what I'm saying? 3 different trainers A lot of guys don't see him working out with Chance Knox. He was working out there for a minute up there at Marshall. Carry on with what's the one dude that just left to Texas? The receiver Rashad, I think was his name.
Oh, Shadid.
Shadid, yeah, Shadid. He was up there in Marshall in the sand pit. You know what I'm saying? Working out with him 2-3 days a week when he was there. You know, just getting that little extra work in. Any chance that he got, use on the go app. Not now.
I think like you said, like even though no offers came from the traveling, I think it did. I think it took Wayne's game to a whole nother level from where
that's what I was going. Not to cut you off.
Yeah, I was going there. I was going there. Good job, man.
It didn't help his recruiting, but him being over like in LA and Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, in Baltimore. I mean, the places he went. So he went to Orlando twice. He went to Atlanta once. He went to Las Vegas. He went to Baltimore and California. Those were the 5 trips that he went. And he went to the Cam Newton 7-on-7 tournament. And then, of course, his Team Pressure went to OT7 championships. And he's now got a bond with, well, not even a bond. He calls it a brotherhood with guys all over the country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all these guys that he were playing with on that particular team were 5-star recruits. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of woke him up, like, and he'll even tell you, like, he when he got out there, he's starting to see, like, we can compete, and I'm showing that we can compete. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing that West Virginia can compete with these guys, and he was competing, and it brought more to his game, like mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? More mentally than it did physically, but mentally, just being around all those guys and knowing, like, he's got an offer to so and so, and I just da to him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, mentally, it definitely changed Wayne. It 100% changed Wayne mentally. But to say, like, somebody seen that film of him in California catching those passes and doing what he did, oh, we're gonna offer him, not like that, but the mental aspect.
And I don't want to speed past that, because that's kind of where I was going when I asked the question. As far as, like I said, I knew it benefited all of them to go and see the level of athletes that are out there, right? It benefited them all to go see the world, if you will. But as far as recruiting, right, like, I don't think very many know that it's not necessarily 7-on-7 isn't necessarily a recruiting tool.
Right.
It's a skill set type of thing, right? It's something, it's playing football when a lot of people aren't playing football. It's gaining an advantage in that way. But as far as recruiting, you still have to burn that interstate up. You still got to hit the road. You got to go to these one-day camps and do the in-person. You got to run for them, right? So I just thought that was important to kind of explain the difference between reality versus what's sometimes expected, I think.
Right.
When guys start having a 7-on-7 conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
but
all of his conversation, all his offers, everything like that came from camps, the mega camps. More so the mega camps, you know what I'm saying, where there was more than one school in the building. You know what I'm saying? There was like 40, 50 schools there, you know what I'm saying? And those were pretty much, like, don't get me wrong, like, we sat down and he picked out his top 5 Division II and his top 10 Division I's. We started attacking them based off of the responses that we were getting. Okay, they're not showing no interest. Mark them off. So and so. Okay, this is where we're at. This is all right. Let's get to this camp. Let's get to this camp. Let's get to this camp. Oh, they liked you at this camp. So and so liked you. Okay, well, we're going to double back and go to their single camp. You know what I'm saying? When they host their own camp rather than being at a mega camp. So, like, we went to the Kent State mega camp, and EKU offered him based off of the camp or whatever. And that's when let's double back and go to EKU's camp by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew who you was. So when we walk in the door, they're like, Wayne Harris, you was just at the mega camp. We bumped heads with you. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, just showing consistency. When somebody showed us interest, we showed consistency. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
we showed up
Right.
to where they were when they were there. You know, so
Right. Yeah. So that's definitely, a good point. Like, don't what TLC say, don't go chasing waterfalls. Like, nah, that's a fact, bro. Like you can get caught up in that, man. And I fell victim to that early on, right? Like I was all P5, bro. I was like, if it wasn't P5, like I damn near wouldn't even entertain it. And that's so crazy. Like that's so wild, you know, that I had that outlook, but
I mean,
yeah,
I can't speak for him. He can speak for you, but more, I personally think that, to be honest with you, like I said, this is my opinion. I can't. I'm not speaking for Wayne when I say this. I think the whole Power Five offer for Wayne was more just like a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? For him, like I don't think that a Power Five was ever in his mental, because, like he stated when he took the Kent offer, was he's trying to see the field. Like he's never not played before, and his whole thing looking at it was like, I know if I go Power Five, you know, 2 years at max, I'm gonna sit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to see the field right away. My size and my speed, and he was just looking at it on some. Well, I can go here, see the field, get better through reps, get bigger, get faster, let them train me up, and now he's got a different game plan for his college. You know what I'm saying? So like I say all that to say, like I mean, me personally, I don't know. He would have to speak on that himself to tell you how he felt, but me being his uncle, I think it was just more of a mental thing for the Power Five joint. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
because
definitely. And when I say that though, it was definitely a different time in the recruiting game. You know what I'm saying? Like it was things change about every 5 years or so. Um, as far as recruiting goes, like I think the game itself actually changes every year.
right,
But like it was when Kerry went on his when Kerry was on his OV, we got to watch him practice, right? They had a practice that day.
Yeah, they had a practice. It was that was the bowl
Bowl,
game
yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So to that point, buddy, I got to watch WVU practice. That was in December. And,
Right
it
before I
was
left.
it was cool. Everything, it was cool. It was dope. So fast forward a few months, I take Carry on to Marshall Spring practice, and it was a noticeable difference, bro. It was definitely a noticeable difference from WVU's Power Five, and then Marshall at the time. I think they was in Conference USA at the time, right? So Group of Five, Power Five, and when I say it was a noticeable difference, in Marshall's favor, the energy, the competitive spirit, like, oh man, it was lit, and it was a practice, and it was so lit, like you would think after every play, you would think like a fight was about to break out. But
Yeah.
like no one never throw a punch, no one never pushed nobody, but it was just that intense. They was fighting that hard, right?
right.
And so it was then that I looked at Carry On and I'm like, bro, this might be the move. This might be the move for real. So, we went into his summer a little different. Like, all right, of course, we're gonna go to West V because obviously his brother. I think we would have been a fool not to camp there. We went to V Tech because he always liked V Tech, and it's a little bit closer for us actually. And we went to Pitt. Pitt wanted to get him in there, so we went to Pitt. But we didn't. We didn't really get into that. We just kind of went at it like, look, bruh, if it don't happen, if it really ain't WVU, whereas though you can go play with your brother, like we was just going to Marshall for real. Because like I say, man, that atmosphere, bro, was completely different. And I think it's turned him up in ways that a Power 5 may have not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like those group of 5 schools, they offer a little something different in terms of how they develop guys, how you grow as a player, because a lot of these guys have red-shirted and maybe fifth-year seniors in some cases. So it's just it's a lot of things, you know what I mean? But like I say, I don't want to get too long-winded. Again, buddy, we appreciate you for coming on. I know it's a little later over there where y'all at. So we're going to definitely try to get this wrapped up. Anybody got any questions for Buddy?
Nah, man. I just appreciate you for coming on, giving your knowledge, your firsthand experience. That's why we all always speak on firsthand experience. You was able to firsthand experience this process with Wayne. And I think it's important for people that's facing the same realities, to hear you be able to give that knowledge. So what it's like to get recruited and what it take to get recruited. And because it's always a big question in our community. It's a lot of parents that just don't know, that just don't understand. And it's good to have people like you to be able to speak that for them to hear that, because like I said, being recruited is not for the weak. It's going to be ups and downs, and it's definitely going to be confusion, but you just got to, like you said, put in that work and do what you can do on your end, and then let all the chips fall where they may need to fall at. And, so that's really appreciate you, buddy, for coming on here. Definitely, bro.
Yeah, appreciate
No problem.
for sure.
No problem. Before I get off here, though, I do want to I want to touch on one subject, though. And this isn't to no in particular kid. This is just to every kid in general. Don't get discouraged when you see somebody younger than you with an offer posting. Don't get discouraged when you see a homie beside of you with an offer. Everybody's path is different. Understand the difference between these offers and what they mean behind these offers. Understand the difference between a verbal offer and a committable offer, and not for nothing, just don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Keep grinding. That's the main key here. You know what I'm saying? Grind. That showcase yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're the product. You got to market your product. You know what I'm saying? You got to market what you're trying to sell, and you're trying to sell yourself here. So don't worry about the next man. Just worry about yourself. Focus on yourself. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Just stay locked in and stay focused on yourself and your grind, and everything will happen, man.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I think that might be a ball drop, man. Anybody want to add to that?
Yeah, man. Yes, bro. Don't lose hope. You know what I'm saying? I'm a JUCO guy, under recruited for sure in the state of West Virginia. But like I said, though, you got to keep going, especially when you don't understand when it's cloudy, bro. It's a light at the end of the tunnel, bro. And another thing, buddy said, bro, just trust the process. And then with trusting the process is being able to also surround yourself around people that's on the same path as you, bro. If you want that work, bro, you got to be around people that's working, bro. You can't be halfway in, halfway out, and then expect something to work in your favor, because 9 times out of 10, bro, 9.9 times out of 10, bro, you're going to be looking like, bro, what's going on? And it's going to be nothing for you, bro, because you ain't put the work in, bro. So make sure y'all working, man. If your parents, y'all watching this, make sure you putting your kids around the right people, bro. It's a lot of faces on here that know what it takes. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely reach out to us. We know what it takes. Surround your kids with us, and we're gonna get them where they need to be, for sure, man. And then definitely, man.
Definitely have a game plan too. That was dope. He said, they had a game plan all the way through. D1, D2, they had a game plan. So that's dope.
Definitely. Yeah, we definitely planned it out. You know what I'm saying? What step by step, and got the whole family involved. It wasn't just me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta shout out my brother Good and Tara, his uncle Aris, Devin, his brother Quay, his uncle Lenny, his dad, his mom. You know what I'm saying? The whole family played a part in this,
Yeah, that's a fact. That's why, and I wanted to clear that up. That's why I said inner circle. I knew to shout out you, bro, but that's why I knew, I had conversations with Quay, right? And so I knew it was more, bro. I knew it was a whole team effort. But so I'm glad you said that, bro.
That's what it takes, bro.
there was definitely times that like I couldn't make it. Like, nephew, I just like we done went to 2 camps this week. I done took you to Ohio this week, and I took you to Kentucky the day after. Like, I can't afford it. So holla at Uncle Good, or holla at Auntie Lish, or holla at your mom or somebody, and they step up when, you know what I'm saying, when the time was needed, you know what I'm saying, and everybody just basically put everything on Wayne, you know what I'm saying. We put everything on in the pot for Wayne, and made it happen, and that's what it takes. Like, parents that are out here playing travel sports, I mean, you gotta treat this recruiting process the same way. Like, you travel every weekend for an AAU tournament. Ain't no reason why you can't travel every weekend for your son to get that scholarship to go to college for free. You know what I'm saying? So
Look at you, cuz, shaking your head. Look, that's crazy.
No, that's
that's,
dope.
that's just the
Hey,
way
nah,
it
but
is. Like,
that's a fact, and I think you
burn that
know
straight up.
I think that's the biggest man, that's the biggest difference between our state and like out of state, right? Like out of state, everyone thinks that it's a discrepancy in the talent, our state versus other states. And that very well may be true, but they got more numbers, right? So that just tells you, right, if you got more to choose from, right, you're going to have a little bit more. But what I see is, a lot of these parents in these high recruited areas, bro, they know the deal. So they don't mind getting, their kid with a trainer or 2 or 3 in some cases, right? They don't mind, hitting the interstate for these camps, right? Or driving 2 hours for a tryout to a particular team, right? Not just a team, right? A particular team. So, that that's a part of it as well. Like I said, I don't want to get.
Ultimately, the players got to have that mental. You know what I'm saying? We can want it more than the player wanted at some times, but the player himself has got to have that want and that will and that drive. You know what I'm saying? Like I stated earlier, Wayne worked with 2 or 3 trainers throughout the week. I only knew of 1 trainer. It wasn't until I signed on Snapchat that he's getting his own other 2 trainers, or he's going to work with this guy and going to work. Like, he did all that on his own. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, like, ultimately the players got to fall in love with the grind. You know what I'm saying? Once the player falls in love with it and really locks in and focuses, it makes the parents' job that much easier. You know what I'm saying? To get on the road and want to take you places and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely takes the whole family, the village, whoever, because it's definitely not easy. It's definitely not cheap. I can tell you that much.
Nah, that's a fact, man. Like that, man. I think it's you know, I think it's a good ending point, right? Something for someone to think about. I think we definitely gave something for someone to use, right? So you
Right.
can, watch this back once Rand get it up. Take notes, man. Reach out to these guys. We got a few trainers on the screen. So definitely, man, just like continue to the young kings, bro. Continue to work. Continue to build your craft, bro. Like, at some point you're gonna have to make a decision, like what you're gonna do in the off season, right? Just make it and stick with it, man. But ultimately, man, use every day as an opportunity to get better. You know what I mean? Again, buddy, we thank you, bro, for coming out.
I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate all this game that y'all be giving to the youth. Hopefully, like I said in the beginning, man, hopefully people tune in and really listen to what y'all say, because there's a lot of free game being given away on this podcast, and it's not so much what you're saying rather than what you're not saying for them to pick up. You know. So
Yeah.
Hey, one more quick thing, like y'all said, giving back. Myself, Henry, and Turan, we in the area. Like, y'all can ask questions. Like, don't be afraid. Think that we too big for y'all to be asking questions.
like, I ain't gonna hold you. I was kind of skeptical, but to this point in Wayne's recruiting, I had questions that I couldn't answer. I ain't make it that far. I ain't never dealt with it, and I had no choice. I hit Mike. I'm like, bruh, I need to talk to Kerry. Like, somebody that's active right now. Can somebody help me figure this situation out? How we handle this situation? And Kerry gave us some of the best advice that we could possibly get, as well as Mike did. And I thank y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't have to carry you got a busy schedule, you know what I'm saying? And you up there active right now, but you took the time out to have a phone conversation with my nephew just to help him through this process of being recruited and committed and still having offers come in, how to handle that situation. And I greatly appreciate you for that on some real. And of course, you know he does.
That's nothing but love and family, man. I've been on when, you know,
Right.
his older sister, my sister's best friend. So like, you know, we really grew up with them for real. You know what I'm saying? It's really nothing, especially like, you know, being in that recruiting process and being a part of one of the people who was naturally growing up, that being my cousin, you know, Derek, you know, all the success he had. It was a lot of things that you had to learn from experience, you know, through that recruiting process that I was able to give the knowledge. Mike was able to get the knowledge with that phone call that we had. So it's definitely good that we got the perspective we have now. You know what I'm saying? To furthermore bring more kids out.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, man. And that's what it's about, man. Like, you know, I think any one of these guys, man, will give up a little bit of their time to help the next generation. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost positive of that. So if you're a young kid or a parent watching, I mean, we all got social. Reach out to these guys if you got a valid question or you're going through something that you feel like, you know, you need help with, man. It's someone here, just like I said last time, it's someone here to help you get through that. So yeah, that was dope. That was dope. And like salute to Wayne, right? Like it ain't very many high school, you know, kids who gon' reach out to, you know, someone a few years older than them, you know, for that knowledge and for that game. So
Also, before I get off here, I also want to shout Wayne out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like the kids really put in the work, man. Like
right.
a lot of people don't see what he takes on himself. You know what I'm saying? Not without me being in his ear, without his mom telling him, without his dad. Like he chooses to do these things. He chooses to put himself around the people that he chooses to be around. He chooses to put in that work. Like, so I gotta ultimately shout him out because all of this is because of him. Regardless of how I twist it, regardless of how whoever else in his circle twists it, none of this has happened. None of this happens without him putting in the work that he does. So ultimately, I got
Unseen work.
huh?
Unseen work, man.
Yeah.
We know about it. Them summers.
Hey, and y'all forgot one important when y'all was talking about earlier about his stats. Y'all forgot the one important stat. Don't forget about the field goal block that he had in the game too. Y'all didn't add
Yeah,
that in
field
there.
goal
Yeah,
block.
that's
Y'all
big.
didn't
That's
add the
big.
field goal block in there, the special
Nah,
team
that's
field
big.
goal block.
That's big. That's
Nah,
three phases.
definitely. We said all three phases
All
though.
three
Like I
phases.
say, you know,
Yeah.
with him, bro, the way he do things, man, like I say, man, it'd be a whole conversation piece. You know what I'm saying? But definitely shout out to Wayne on not only on the field goal block, but the kick returns, the punt returns, you know, and like again, shout out to Noah
Oh yeah.
at
Hey,
Hurricane.
Poor Belly
Shout out
Comedy
to
bald boy. Bald.
yeah. So shout out to Hurricane. Shout out Cap, right? Shout out everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want to make it that, man. I've been, you know, I think, you know,
There's a
people been
lot of
saying like
I'm gonna say what you don't. I'm gonna say what nobody wants to say. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the one to say it. I've watched for 4 weeks. I've watched conversation after conversation about a problem, but I've never once seen anybody talk about a solution. So until we start talking about solutions, I don't want to hear it. That's
nah, and
CLA.
just me. That's just
Charleston
me.
Leadership Academy is the
CLA.
solution. Hey, we
Facts.
shameless
Facts,
plug.
Duran. Facts,
Shameless
Charleston
Duran.
plug.
Leadership Academy is the solution. We coming, man. Hey,
Facts.
we ain't hard to find, bro. Matter of fact, my Instagram.